Should we have an intro?
This is our podcast intro.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to his podcast. My name is Oscar. This is my sister, Sophia. Today's episode is actually the best moments of the year.
The whole year.
We have like one or two little stories to share real quick, and then the rest of the episode is going to be all of the best moments, just little bits and pieces we've taken from other episodes.
That we think are best. If you don't agree, then that's a you problem.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm not.
So first, my mom bought us some stuff that she asked us to open on camera.
Don't show the
Don't
address.
know what it is, but yeah, I tried not to. But anyways, don't know what it is. So let's see.
Ooh, Oscar, this is our first unboxing episode.
Is it fan mail? Technically?
She's a fan, even though she's our mother. I saw what it is. I saw what it is.
Yo, is it the same thing for you? This is so funny. Okay, so you guys don't know. It is a Texas-shaped waffle maker. Now, if you guys don't know, if you're not from Texas, a lot of times hotels or motels in Texas will have Texas-shaped waffle makers. Like, you know how hotels have the complimentary breakfast where you go and they have eggs and little sausage and this and that and whatever the fuck? Usually in Texas, those types of hotels or that type of breakfast that the hotel serves, they have waffle makers. In Texas, they have Texas-shaped waffle makers. And people have like posted online about how it's kind of weird and it's very great. Texas to have Texas-shaped waffle makers. And so when Sophia and I still lived in Texas, we would talk all the time about how like when we move away and we live together, we're going to have a bunch of Texas shit just to seem like some real fucking asshole Texans. Yeah. But we were only going to bust it out when we had people over. So like we would have a Texas-shaped waffle maker and that would be the only waffle maker we had. Or we would have like a Texas-shaped cutting board. Or like a Texas clock on the wall. Yeah. To where it's like Texas-shaped, but it has the hands. And then we were saying like, we would like, if we were ever having guests over, we would make sure to put the Texas-shaped cutting board on the counter and just kind of leave it there, like not really mention it, right? Not acknowledge it. Same thing with the clock, same thing with this or that. Or like Texas-shaped like cast iron skillets and shit like that. So my mom buying these Texas-shaped waffle makers it comes from all of that. It's a nod. That's the word I was looking for. I was going to say in tribute, but I was like, no. I was going to say reference, and I was like, no.
I'm so smart. I got such a big brain.
It's a nod to all of that, which like we don't live together anymore, but we both don't live in Texas. So this is still, applicable.
Mm-hmm. Oscar cries himself to sleep every night. I sleep like a princess. Ew, he just burped in your guys' ears. That's gross.
It's a nod to all of that, but I don't think we've talked about any of that on the podcast. So no one would understand if we just showed it. So there's the backstory. This is hilarious and cool. Never mind, I'm not going to say that.
He's usually ungrateful and doesn't like the stuff my mom gets us if you didn't ask for it.
No.
That's what he wanted to say. What then? What?
I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah,
thank you, Mother.
Right.
This was really good. Really funny. I appreciate it.
It's so funny. Because I was literally thinking, I was like, bruh, once I feel good just spending my money just like for whatever, I'm going to find one of these and I'm going to buy it. Like, I swear. I fucking swear. So, nice. Because I like waffles. I like waffles better than pancakes. Team waffle.
Sophia, I need to tell you something. I went back to El Paso for my sister's graduation party, right? And when we were there, we went out to eat on the last day that I was there. We were there with some of my cousins, or some of my aunts, my sister, her boyfriend, and our friend and his girlfriend, right? And we were all there and we were just eating breakfast and just hanging out and this and that and whatever. And then Mom and I, because Sophia and I had been discussing her kids believing in Santa and like the elf on the shelf and all that, Mom and I ended up having that conversation about, what do you think? Sophia doesn't want her kids to believe in Santa, elf on the shelf, blah, 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 blah. That conversation came back up again when we were eating breakfast with our friend. And our friend, he's my mom's work friend because she was his mentor in real estate, but he's my age. So like, we're all kind of just family friends.
He's my mom's adopted son.
That's what her and my sister say, but like they're idiots. So anyways,
it's true.
We're there eating with our friend. And then we bring up the whole Santa Claus and kids and this and Elf on the Shelf and whatever the fuck, right? The friend is my age. So he's like 24, 25. He has a younger sister who's like 8 or some shit, right? And he was like, nah, but the elf on the shelf is pretty cool because like you could use it like against the kid, like you could use it to get the kid back in line. And he was like, so that's what I would do. Like, because the whole thing about the elf is that if you touch the elf, it dies. So the kid, I didn't know that that was a rule of the elf on the shelf.
I know
but according
that
to
I
him,
knew
that's one of
no
the
no no
rules.
no. I knew you couldn't touch the elf, but I didn't know it was because he dies. You know what I mean? I just thought.
Well, that makes sense to me
It
that you
makes-
would tell the kids that because otherwise they would doubt you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he was like, one of the rules of the elf on the shelf is that it dies if you touch it. So then whenever he would get into it with his sister, because that sister,
Oh my
she's
god.
like, she's pretty
You'd
far,
be like,
she's far removed. She's far removed in age from the other
Yeah.
siblings. So she's growing up with nothing but people that are older than her. So she's one of those kids that like gets into it and kind of like isn't scared of you. You know what I mean? And so he argues with her all the time. And so he was like, so I started using the elf on the shelf against her in arguments where she would fucking fight with me or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to touch the elf. I'm going to fucking get him. And she would like, no, okay. Right. And he was telling us, he was like, dude, this year she found out that Santa's not real. And we were like, oh shit. And he was like, but I didn't know that she found out that Santa wasn't real. So we were there and we were arguing. And I was like, oh yeah, keep arguing with me. I'm going to touch the elf, like threatening her. And she fucking grabbed the elf and threw it at him. And she was like, he's not even real.
Oh no!
And she fucking like,
she was all like, fuck this shit. Oh my god.
He told us that she found out and he was like, I'm gonna touch the elf. And he was like, and she grabbed it and she threw it at me. And she was like, he's not even real. All fucking sad and like, right? And then,
See?
and fucking was like, he was like, she threw it at me and I didn't like know that she found out. So she threw it at me and I was like, oh, you killed him.
Oh my god. Fucking. You killed him. Oh, that's funny. Oh my god.
That shit.
That's
that
so
was so
sad, but that's
fucking funny to me. Like,
yeah.
It's so dramatic and like out of a movie, you know what I mean? Like, and then his dumbass, you killed him. Like,
Yeah.
anyways, that's such a funny story though. Like, I get she's going through it and she's sad, but that's the type of shit. Like, when she's our age, if she can't laugh at that story, like, there's bigger problems. You know what I mean? Like, that's so funny. But anyways,
it's gonna traumatize her. She's gonna go to therapy because of that. They told me I would kill him. Imagine.
So that was one. Two.
Dos?
You already know this. Sophia said on here before that all of my stories about her are either calling her dumb or calling her a dickhead.
Yeah, it's true.
And I said it then and there. I was like, both of those are your fault. So like,
no,
what am I gonna
I
do?
do so many nice things.
Here's another example. Here's another example of Sophia being a dickhead. Because again, this goes back to what we were saying a few weeks ago. You made that joke about our cousin, and I was like, that guy thinks you're like a fucking angel princess, like whatever.
I am an angel princess.
And you're so mean. This is how mean Sophia is. We were
I
at
have
fucking
no
restaurant.
idea where this is going.
This past week, you're about to figure it out really quickly. This past week, we were in Minnesota visiting Sophia for Christmas, right? She keeps saying that. We were in Minnesota visiting Sophia for Christmas, right? My whole immediate family. So we're there.
My whole immediate family.
Chilling at Sophia's apartment, this, that, blah, blah, blah. We go out to eat. When we're eating, we order the spinach and artichoke dip appetizer, right? Sophia ordered a burger. I ordered a burger. Everybody else ordered whatever the fuck they got. Yeah, you dickhead.
I'm
yeah.
so funny.
I wrote this down immediately.
It's so funny.
I wrote this down immediately. This is how Sophia treats me. This is how she talks to me in our real life. We weren't recording. This wasn't for the sake of telling the story. This is who she is, right?
No, but you pushed me to be this person.
She ordered a burger.
I'm not normally like this.
I ordered a burger.
It was a bacon
Her
cheeseburger.
burger was like bacon cheeseburger. Bacon and cheese patty. That's it, right? She opens up the burger. She gets some ranch because my mom had ordered wings. And she starts butter knifing the ranch onto the burger.
I already took a couple
onto
bites
the bun.
at this point. I
Doesn't
decided
matter.
it needed more.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
Has patty, bacon,
Sustenance.
cheese. She's putting ranch onto the bun like it's mayo, right? And I'm seeing her, and I'm sitting directly across from her. I'm seeing her, watching her do this, and I was like, "Are you putting ranch on the burger?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Cool." And she was like, she immediately gets Sophia. Sophia always gets an attitude when I ask her questions.
It's because he
she
always
swears I'm
says
judging her.
He is.
She swears I'm judging her.
He is.
I am judging. I am judging. But I'm at least keeping my fucking judgment to myself.
No,
I'm
you're
not telling
not,
her
though.
the shit
No,
that I
you're
feel.
not. Because I could see it on your fucking face,
Yeah, I can see it on your face. That's not a thing.
Yes,
Fuck
it
you.
is.
Anyways, no, it's not. Well, you know what's worse? Hearing the words. Yeah, because what you told me, what I'm about to get you, the point of this story, you could have said it with your face. All right? Fuck you. She was putting the ranch on the bun. I was like, "Are you putting ranch on the burger?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, right?
Made a face.
And she was like, "I was thinking of putting the spinach and artichoke dip on the burger." Like, instead of putting ranch on the bun, she was gonna scoop out some of the spinach and artichoke dip, put that shit on the burger, put that shit on the bun, put the bun back on the burger, eat that bitch. She was like, "I was thinking of putting the spinach and artichoke dip on there." Because Sophia has this dumb thing that she does where she's like, "I could be more disgusting, so be grateful." Right? So she was like, "I was thinking of doing that." And then I was like, "That's fucking gross." And this time I didn't keep my words to myself. I told her. I was like, "That's fucking gross." Sophia looks me straight dead in the fucking eyes. And this was exactly what she said. She was like, "You would have fucking loved it, you fat fuck."
And he would have.
Verbatim. I was like, "That's gross." And she didn't defend herself. She didn't skip a beat, no hesitation. She didn't fucking crack. She didn't laugh. Dead fucking serious. Looked me dead in the eye, and she goes, and she pointed like this. She said, "You would have fucking loved it, you fat fuck." And she said it like that with that tone and the enunciation.
I
did. Not nonchalantly, not like, "You would have fucking loved it."
No, I meant that
No,
shit.
she fucking and my dad was sitting right next to her. Did he hear you when you said it?
He started laughing immediately.
He started laughing his ass off and fucking losing it, and it was.
And so did you.
I started laughing too because part of me,
it caught him
despite
by
her
surprise.
serious face, despite her very serious face, part of me felt like she didn't mean that.
You would have loved it. I don't think you're a fat fuck. But you would have loved it. It was so funny. It was so funny. And the thing is, our mom and our sister were at the other end of the table. It was my dad, no one in front of him, and then me and Oscar right in front of me. And so we said it, and my mom and my sister are talking about something, and then I say that, right? And immediately, our dad starts laughing, then I start laughing, and then Oscar starts laughing, and we're like cackling, like we're laughing hard. And then they're like, "What? Like, what happened?" It was so funny. I stand by what I said.
I felt that those were two worthy additions to this episode. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the best moments of the year 2024. Our first best of compilation.
Woo! Hopefully not the last. Unless you guys just completely hate us and then we get canceled, which hopefully that doesn't happen.
Bro, if we get canceled before we even get famous and make money, that would be impressive, honestly. But also depressing. So if we get famous and then we get canceled, I'll forgive you guys. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right then. See you guys. Happy 2024. Have a fun 2025.
Bye. Happy New Year's.
I've literally had someone fart on my face before. It's not that big of a deal. Like, you know what I mean?
What? Actually, you know what?
Hold on.
That's not even that weird because Celeste has farted in my face before. So.
No. You didn't even know.
Like
even know.
On your
you know how if you're standing, you know how if you're standing next to mom, or if she's sitting down and you're standing next to her and you fart, she's like, "Oh, you farted in my face." No, like cheek to cheek, felt the fart vibrate. Wasn't it? Fart? No.
Oh, no. I thought it was that.
It was a child. Let me clarify. I was also a child. Let me tell the story.
Okay.
When I was in 8th grade, I was on a club wrestling team. So I was like 12, 13 years old, right? And then we had an out of town tournament. And the head coach, his brother was good friends with my dad. So they were kind of family-ish friends. Like the main coach knew my dad. The brother was pretty good friends with my dad because he used to work with him, right? And they were pretty good friends at work. So the main coach was kind of like family friends, whatever. He was familiar with like the head coach's kids and the brother's kids, and they were all on the wrestling team, and I was on the wrestling team and whatever, right? So the head coach had an RV, and he and his kids were taking the RV to the out of town tournament. It was like in Albuquerque or some shit. And so mom and Big O weren't available to take me at that time, or because like the weigh-in was the day before, or some fucking shit. So I think they just got out later. So like I went in the RV with the head coach and his 3 kids to the tournament because I had to weigh in early. Mom and Big O got there later. I went with them, whatever, spent the rest of the tournament with them. But on the RV, I was like 13. And then the 3 kids, one of them I want to say was like 8-ish.
Okay.
So not that much younger than me. I was like 13, 14 maybe, right?
Yeah.
I was in 8th grade. The middle one was like 4, and then the youngest was like 2. I think by that time that point in the season, he was already 3. So kids, right? But I practiced with them all the time. Like I knew them. They were part of the team. I was part of the team. I knew them. I knew their cousins. I knew their parents, whatever. They were the homies, blah, blah, blah. At the time, they all had iPads, right? And the whole RV trip, they're playing fucking Jetpack Joyride and this and that. And
that was the shit. I love
right?
Jetpack Joyride.
And that was when we had the Kindle tablets. So I had Jetpack Joyride on the Kindle, and I was playing Jetpack Joyride too, right? We were all gaming and shit. And then in the back of the RV, there's a bed, like a bedroom with like a whole ass bed there. So there was a point in time where we were all chilling, and we're all laying on the fucking bed, just hanging out, playing Jetpack Joyride, this and that, and whatever, right? And these kids, because they're kids and they don't know shit, they were like obsessed with the Kindle. They were like, oh my God, let me see your candle. Can I see it? Can I play with it? You got games on your candle? They kept calling it a candle.
That's funny.
And they didn't understand. I was like, you fucking kids have iPads, dude. Like, your shit is better than mine. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It was just new. Like, yeah.
Let me play with your candle. Let me play with your candle. Blah, blah. And I was like, nah, get away from me. Nah, I don't like you. Nah. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say none of that. But I was like,
but he
nah.
Felt it. Just kidding.
You play on the iPad. I'll play on the Kindle. It's all cool. We're playing the same game. At one point, the youngest comes, and he's like, Oscar, let me play on your candle. And we're all there on the bed, just chilling, right? Just laying down. And I was like, nah. And I was like, no, it's mine. Like, just playing. And he's like, let me play on your candle. And I was like, no, it's mine. And they were like, give me the candle. And they all fucking attacked me.
They just jumped you. They're like, we're going to play on that candle.
All 3 of them.
Oh my God.
All 3 of them. And they all knew how to wrestle. Like, well. So they were like,
well, they were the kids of the coach, yeah.
Neck and they were the coach's kids. They were all fucking trying to crank my neck and this and like get me twisted this way and whatever.
Yeah.
And the two older ones were like attacking my arm, and I was like trying to keep the candle away, and I was like, no. And they were trying to get it, and I was like, no. And the youngest one, he's efficient. He's not gonna waste his time trying to outmuscle me.
He knows better.
He was like, I was laying down, they were fucking attacking me, trying to get my arm. He's standing up on the bed. He's looking at me. He was like, let me play with your candle. And I was like, no. And he was like, oh, yeah? And he turned around and he sat on my face. I was like this with his fucking butt on my face like this right here. Right? And his back came like this way, and he was facing that way generally. Right? He turned, he sits on my face, and he was like, let me play with your candle. And I was like, no, never. And he was like, let me play with your candle or I'm going to fart on your face. And I was like, do it.
Little did he know you were going to be like.
He was like, let me play with your candle. I'm going to fart on your face. And I was like, do it. Do it. And he was like, I'm going to fart on your face. And I was like, do it! And he fucking farted.
Oh my God.
And his fucking blood, he fucking, like, vibrated on my cheek, like.
Oh my God.
It was so funny. And the dad and the mom are up in the front just driving all like, what the hell's going on back there?
He just hears, do it, I'm going to fart on your face. Do it, I'm farting on your face. Do it.
It was so fucking funny, dude. was so funny because he was not participating in the wrestling of me, right? He wasn't even trying to fucking
He's like, nah,
outmuscle it or get the candle. He was like,
we're gonna manipulate
I
it.
know my role. I know my role.
So funny.
He was like, I was like, do it. And he fucking farted and he was like, right, farted. And he's like, did that shit. And I was like, ah. All of them like lost it. They were like, fucking laughing their asses off and shit.
Did they get the candle?
That shit was, no. I didn't know. I think what it was is I was like, they were like, let me play on your candle. And I was like, let me play on your iPad. And they were like,
no.
I make the deals here. And they were like, just let me see that candle and then we'll talk about it. And I was like, man, fuck you. Big O, I was talking to Big O earlier this week and he was like, Sophia's fucking crazy. She comes up with all sorts of, she comes up with her own names for the exercises. And then she tries to tell you about them. And she's like, we were doing laying down squats and blah, blah, blah. And then she carries on in the story like you just know what the fuck that is. Like, and then he was telling me that laying down squats was leg press. And then I was like, oh, what are other ones? And he was about to tell me. I was like, no. Just tell me the name. And then I'm going to ask her about it on the podcast so she can explain herself. So I got two more. Can you tell me what curls to the body are?
That's also a leg one.
What?
It's when your legs are straight, right? Hold on, let me scooch back a little bit. It's when your legs are straight. Pretend my arms are my legs. And there's like a little circular tubular thing sandwiching your legs. And you put like the little weight right here and you push it down towards your butt. And then you go back up. And then you have to push it down and then up. So it's like curls to the body. But that's when I'm on leg day. Curls to the body on arm day are the ones.
Oh my God.
It's when you have it, right? And then you go like this. Don't look at the stain. When you go like this. Because
That's
curls,
what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to
the
be.
body. Because it's not curls like these curls. Oh, that hurt. I can't do those just with free weights. I have to do that one with the machine. Because I'm a little bitch. What's it called?
Yeah,
I think the only time with you specifically, I wouldn't get in a fight. Like if I saw that you were like clearly
if I was
getting,
fighting
like,
someone,
up,
you would be like,
if you were,
he's got it. Or
if you were
unless I was
fighting
getting
like
all
a
fucked up.
guy, no, because it's different. I think it is different. Like, it depends if I know the two people. Like if I know you and the person you're fighting. Like if you and our cousin got in a fight, I'm
family
like,
member, friend, whatever it is.
I'm like, chances are getting in between a fight with two guys as a girl, I'm gonna get fucked up. Like someone's gonna hit me. Like on accident.
I'll be like, get out of here.
Sometimes on purpose. If the other guy maybe. But like, you know what I mean? So if it's two, but if it's like a stranger and like you're not winning, best believe I'm gonna go find that glass cup, freaking, or monkey jump him. I know how to do a chokehold, you know? Be like, get him, Oscar, get him.
You need to kick him in the balls, dude. What are you talking about? Come up behind him.
What if I can't? Okay, if you're facing him though, your balls are facing each other. I can't go in the middle.
No, you come behind him.
Oh, like between his legs?
You fucking flex foot, Sophia.
That's true. That is true.
You gotta have a plan. Or you come behind him and you kick him in the back of the knee and he fucking buckle a little bit. You know what I mean?
That's true. I was all picturing.
We need a playbook, bro.
We do need a playbook. Because I would help, but like I don't think like in the moment, if I don't like, okay, I know what to do. You know what I mean? I think I would like look if it was like in a restaurant type of area. I would get a chair, honestly. Like, because I think that would be the first thing I think of. Get a chair and like, God, you know. And then run away.
Sophia's at fucking WrestleMania. She's like, she get the fucking chair and she'll look around at the crowd like, watch this fucking. Other thing.
If it was like a reasonably sized chair that I could actually like pick up.
I was gonna say, I think you're overestimating your ability to pick up and swing that fucking chair.
Nah. With the adrenaline, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta have his back, you know? Like, but like, I think honestly, I do think, which it's smarter actually to go for the knees or the balls. But I think my go-to is to find something else and whack them with it.
Yeah.
We can like play tag.
That's like your instinct.
I would get it, whack him. He would turn around and be like, bitch,
What?
you just hit me with a
And
chair.
then
and he would go, and then you go, and then I run away when he tries to get me. I'm like, nah, bitch, you just got hit with a chair. You're a little concussed. I can run faster, you know? And then you guys would start fighting again, and then I'd get another chair and be like, you thought it was
back in? You thought it was over? You think it's a game? I know he's a pyromaniac, but anyway.
Big, did you know? Well, that was how I was going to start. Did you know that Big is a pyromaniac? This guy.
I knew he was a pyromaniac. Did you know? Did I know Big O is a pyromaniac?
Yes, we were just chilling in the kitchen.
It's not really
around the counter, right? Talking. Hey, what's up? How's your day? The sun's away. The birds are birding.
Chirp,
right? Chirp, chirp. And he sees the little lighter, the stick one that you use to like light shit.
Yeah.
Right? And he picks it up. And he lights it, right? Looks at it. And we're going to say that this is the napkin. The napkins. The paper towels.
Towel roll?
Yeah, the paper towel roll. He goes, watches
he just lights all of them? The whole roll?
This corner right here. Watches it. It starts off small because the little flame's small. And it's starting to get bigger. And I'm looking at him like, what the fuck? Like,
what the...
I haven't said anything because this was all happening fast, and I was just like, "What?" Like in my head, it was still processing, you know. And I was just like, And he looks at it.
Hold on.
Wait. He looks at it, and he goes, and then moves on with his day.
All casually.
Yes, and then I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then that's when I'm like, "What the heck?" Like, what was that? Why'd you do that?
That's how I feel about you, bro. Like, I see you do shit.
I'm a perfect little angel baby.
You felt, look, in that moment, you were like, what the fuck is going through your head right now? Like, what are you doing? Like, wait, a paper towel or the whole roll?
The whole roll. The whole roll. It wasn't even just he got one and was like, no, the whole, like, the rolls had just a burnt mark at the top part right there. And then he grabbed it again. He grabbed the stupid, like, again. And he's like, should I do it again? And I'm like, no. No.
Real for real pyromaniacs, like bad ones, are like fucking arsonists and shit. You know what I mean? And he's not. But
you're just like a healthy pyromaniac.
We've gotten close. You know what I mean? When we had the bonfire at the Darrington house.
Yeah, I was about to say when the firefighters came to our house.
Oh no! Well, that's because we were
that's another time. Oh, the bonfire in the Darrington house.
Yeah, you were talking about the one where you guys are now.
Because there's been several big fires.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, at the Darrington house when we
had
the fire
caught
pit,
the tree on fire, didn't it?
And we would do bonfires. We would throw all sorts of shit in there, and we were like, let's see how big we can get this motherfucker. And there was a big ass giant tumbleweed that wound up in our backyard somehow. And then we threw that motherfucker into the bonfire, and it like lit a blaze. It was like fucking
lit up.
Like a bunch of little fucking sparks were flying out of the top. It looked like a fucking rocket, bro, like upside down. And it was really close to a tree of ours and to the roof of the house. And we were like,
oh shit!
Like no,
we they weren't even like oh shit. They were like,
we were amazing. Like, oh fuck! And then it came down because it burned through really quickly, and then it settled down, and we were like, yo, that was close. Like
3, 2, 1, bird.
Turkey.
What word did you say? Oh,
I said turkey. You said bird.
Okay. I have a word. Do you have a word? Because I have a word.
Not really.
In my bird. Oh my god.
Hold on. I have a word, but I don't think it's like a very good middle ground between turkey and bird. But I literally don't know what the fuck else to say. So we could just go with that.
Okay. You count us off this time.
3, 2, 1. Thanksgiving.
Wing. Oh!
You said I mean, like, what fucking middle ground is there between turkey and bird? A turkey is a bird.
Wing.
Like
wing.
No,
got
that wouldn't
wings.
make sense. That wouldn't make sense. That doesn't make any more sense than if it was like fucking chicken or like leg or fucking, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so hold
so
on. Do we
Thanksgiving.
wait,
Wait,
right there, do
Thanksgiving
we
and
lose?
wing.
Right there, do
No,
we lose or do we like
no. We keep going until we get the
with the
same
new
word.
words?
Yes.
Okay, Thanksgiving and wing. Okay, this is easy. This is easy. I
No,
got it.
it's
You
not.
ready?
I
Yeah,
don't.
it is.
No,
Yeah, it
it's
is.
no, it's not.
Think
I don't.
about it.
I have a thought, but I don't know like what it's called. Hold on.
Sophia.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Okay. I have a word. Oh my god, if it's not this, I'm gonna be so bad. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Turkey.
Turkey leg.
Why turkey leg?
Because you eat them on Thanksgiving. You never eat a turkey leg on Thanksgiving?
You said the words were wing and Thanksgiving.
Nobody eats turkey
Where
wings.
did leg come into play?
It's a
limb. That's why turkey.
That you
That's
eat on
why
Thanksgiving.
turkey. That's why turkey is the middle ground. Okay. So now what? Well, we have turkey leg.
Hey,
turkey.
Stop getting mad at me. I didn't want to play this game. I thought we were having fun.
I am. I like yelling at you.
I think it's weird. It's weird when we run into situations where I start being Sophia and Sophia starts being me. Where like she's the one that's like really, really trying really hard and wants to do really well, and I'm just there like just having fun. It's usually the opposite, like 99% of the time. So when it happens, I'm kind of like, it is kind of fun being on this end of it, like the
right.
dumbass.
That's
like,
what I think too. That's what I think.
Okay.
Okay, I have a
So
word.
turkey
What do you
and
what do
turkey
you do?
leg.
With turkeys and turkey leg? Okay.
Yeah, well, no, you can't do that. You can't say
You
that.
don't even know what I'm doing. You don't know what word I'm thinking.
Still, you can't like
Okay.
walk me to it.
Okay, I won't.
Fuck this. Let's just do this and move on to another set of words.
Okay. You count us off.
3, 2, 1, eat.
Eat.
Okay.
That was so funny.
I didn't know if I was gonna be like eat and you were gonna be like Thanksgiving or like fucking some bullshit.
And so when I started walking to school on my own, our front yard, that the house that we used to live at, we don't live there anymore, had a bunch of rocks. It was just filled with rocks. And so like, or our neighbor's yard, actually our front yard wasn't.
Yeah, I was like, no.
But our neighbor's yard was filled with rocks. And so I would go look for the biggest rock and then I would put it in my pocket so that like if I like ran into someone, I'd have the rock and be like, come at me, bruh. Like, let's go, you know?
What the fuck do you have in your head right now? What is it? Oh, okay. I was like, does this psychopath have a rock in her room? Like, ready, fucking.
At the ready. No.
Well, hold on. This was when Sophia was in 7th grade, and the school was a block away. Actually, it was a really long, not very wide block. So it's maybe like 2 blocks away, 3 blocks, maybe. It wasn't very far. But she was in 7th grade, and literally everyone in that area walked to school. So she was nowhere near alone. There was plenty of people walking to.
Let me tell you how my fears were not. What's the word? Unfound? Why my fears were validated. One time, I was walking. My little rocks were click-clacking in my pocket, right? And I'm walking, because we were, like, really close to the school, right? So, like, you would walk a couple houses down this way, and then you could turn that way, and when you start walking down that way, it's a straight shot to the school. Like, you could already see, like, the school, right? So it's, like, a long sidewalk, right? So you could see anyone who's already there. And I'm walking, and I turn, and I see some, like, guy, and I vividly remember this. He has, it was, like, a dingy red, like, zip-up hoodie, and he had, like, black curly hair, and he had blue eyes, and I remember they were blue, because, like, the white part was all red. Like, he was strung up on something. Like, I don't know what, but it was, like, red. And, like, had really dark underbags, and he was wearing, like, a it was a blue shirt, but like it was like
This sounds like
the
a
stripy
fucking
ones,
horror
like where it
film,
looked
bro.
kind of like marble with. I remember. I like vividly remember. And I'm walking, and I started walking that way, and I'm like, oh my god! Like I like turned the corner, and I'm like, oh my god, because he's like probably about like halfway down like the sidewalk, like towards me. And so I'm just like, oh, and so I'm walking and I'm like, oh no. And then the sidewalk, like, because there was a sidewalk lady with a stop sign that, like, whenever we had to cross streets, like, she would walk us down. I never had to use that because I didn't
Crossing
cross, like,
guard.
any streets. Crossing guard, that's the word. She, like,
Sidewalk lady with the stop sign.
oh. And she came and she's like, mija. She's like, ven aquí, ven aquí. And I was like, huh. And for those of you that don't understand, she was like, what, mija? Mija's like daughter, but it's just a term like that you use, like, oh, like hey, like come here, right? She was telling me,
Like,
and I was
girl,
like, but yeah, and she was like, here, like, let me cross you. All of this was in Spanish. She was like, let me cross you to that side and just cross the street again when you go over there so you can avoid that man. And I was like, okay, like.
She said that shit in Spanish?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, thank you.
Damn. You were like, you see him too? He looks creepy as
fuck.
Yes!
And so she crossed me to the other side, right? And I started walking. And then this man crosses the street. He jaywalks. What a jaywalker. Across the street to where I'm at. And so now we're still, like, going. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, oh, fuck. And I'm freaking out. My hands are in my pocket. And I'm holding the rocks. And I'm like,
wait.
Like, I'm going to actually have to use this.
Hey!
Hi.
Are you walking and he's walking behind
you?
In the same way?
No.
Or are you walking?
We're walking towards each other. We're walking towards each other.
So he's up ahead of you?
Yes. And then so like I cross and then he crosses. And I'm like, oh my god. And we're still walking.
Again?
Yes. And we're walking towards each other. And then a car stops. Like the car, like that was just passing by stops. And it's this man. And he's like, hey, like, do you want, like, I can drive you to school. Like, do you want me to drive you to school? And I'm like, stranger danger. Stranger dangers everywhere. Like,
strangers.
And I don't answer at first. And I think, like, bless his heart. But I don't answer at first because I'm like, mom would kill me if she, like, that's the number one rule. You don't get in a car with a stranger.
They're in cahoots.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, and I don't answer. But, like, I visibly look freaked out, I'm sure.
Like,
and I keep walking. And, like, this guy keeps walking closer to me. And he's like, hey, like, it's okay. Like, look, my son. And then he rolls down the middle seat window. He's like, my son, like, I'm taking my son to school, too. Like, because I think he understood, like, you know? He's like, I'm taking my son to school too. Like, I could just like take you there real quick. It's fine. And I was like, and then I turned and I recognized this guy. Like, I didn't have any classes with him, but you know how like whenever you just like you like if you walk across a hall, like you usually always walk across the same people, like depending on the periods or whatever. And like he was one of those people where like I only ever saw him in the hall, but I recognized his face. And I was like, okay. And then I went in the car. Yeah, and I went in the car and it felt so wrong. Yes. And I was just like, oh my god, I don't think I should have been in this car. And I was like, dude, am I about to get kidnapped? Like, I was so scared. I was like, and then we go and then he drops us off and I'm like, thank you. And he's like, uh-huh. And then I'm walking inside and then he like parks and then he goes in. Like, I remember because I don't know if you remember, there was like a little seating area in the front and I sat there and I was waiting for my friend because like I would always meet her there and then we would go inside. And so I was sitting there and I see him, like the dad who like drove me, I see him walk into the office and I'm just like, weird, whatever. My friend gets there, we go. And eventually, like, I'm called out of class to go to like the office. And I was like, that's weird. Like, okay. And so I go and there's a police officer there.
Like, I didn't fight anybody today.
I was like, I had the rock. And the thing is, I would drop the rock, that little seating area. I would put my rocks like right there. And then so when I went back home, I would put them back in my pocket. So I
That's what I was going to say. I was going to ask, do you just carry the fucking rock with you all day in school?
I'm not that crazy.
Or do you like, I was wondering, like, once you got onto the property, I was like, do you just drop them? Are you slowly transferring all the rocks from the neighbor's yard to the school? I was like, do you pick them back up and go? Because I know you're that kind of idiot at that age. Like,
anyways, they call me to the office and there's a police officer there.
Oh my
And
god.
I think I'm in trouble. Like, they're gonna be like, we know that you went into the car with a stranger. Like, you know? I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, I put the rocks
I
down.
put the
I didn't
rocks
even bring
down.
them in here.
I didn't bring any weapons into school. But, no. And so they're like, oh, like, we heard, because one, the crosswalk lady, and also the parent who had went, and I'm sure he had went, and like he pointed out to me through like the windows, and I just didn't notice.
He's like, yeah, that girl, blah blah blah.
And so, and they like take like my statement. But the thing is, in retrospect, they didn't even call mom. Like, they just let me go alone. Or they, no, they didn't, because mom never told me. And I remember I was telling her this story like later, because for the longest time they asked me, or no, the longest time I didn't tell mom anything because I was scared that I was going to get in trouble for getting in a car with a stranger. And I was like, but I'm fine now, so what she doesn't know doesn't hurt her, you know? So, like, that was, like, my thought process. But anyways, they asked for my statement.
Sophia's always been a hooligan. Anyways, go ahead.
They asked for my statement. And they're, like, trying to figure out how this guy looks. And I described it to him. I'm like, oh, he was wearing a red zip-up hoodie. He had black curly hair. It was like about like shoulder length.
He had blue eyes with really red whites.
Yeah, he was like they were like blue eyes. He had really deep bags. He was white. And he was wearing a blue shirt and he was wearing jeans. I remember. But yeah, and so I tell them, like, I describe, and they're like, oh, like, what happened? And I was like, oh, I was walking home. I was walking to school, right? And then I, like, explained, like, briefly, and, like, and then this guy, like,
in my head, I like to think of those 12-year-old Sophia, like, so I was walking, and believe me, I had my rocks ready to go. But, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like,
actually, I didn't even mention the rocks. Thank you very much, because I didn't want to get in trouble. But, oh, did I say it? I don't know if I already said it, but when I was in the car, I was still holding the rocks, because I was scared they were going to take me still. So I was like, fucking try me, like...
fucking locked and loaded. Like, she's ready to fucking just take him out and throw him at any second.
I would take multiple. Yeah, I would. I would at least make sure to take more than two so I could have one to throw and, like, one for each hand to, like, hit, you know? Like, I was ready.
Shut up!
Like, I was so serious.
Shut up!
Are you
how big were these rocks? What are you gonna do? Because, like, if you're gonna hold them, if you're gonna hold it, it has to be bigger than your hand so you can hit the person with the rock. If it fits in your hand, then you're not, like, you know what I mean? So, like, how fucking big are these rocks?
I looked for the big.
In your
Did
pockets?
You not
you
pay
have these
attention?
giant
I
fucking
looked.
Pockets. But still, how big were they?
No, because I was.
You know
I usually wore a jacket, so like I had like hoodie, like I had like big pockets. It was in like my pants pockets. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, are you walking to school with two giant
just big
rocks
lumps
in your pocket, like sticking out like fucking tumors and shit?
What's it called? Oh, but yeah. And then so I gave the police officer my statement, and then they sent me back to class. And then I didn't tell mom. I think until a couple years ago, actually. Because, like, I just had remembered, like,
God, so
randomly. I was like, oh, did I ever tell you that? She's like, no. And I was like, oh. Well, that happened.
School didn't tell you either, apparently.
The school did. I'm a kid. I feel like it's excusable that I didn't tell her. The school, though, they should have told you. I don't know.
You're stupid enough to not tell her at that age, yeah.
Yeah. But, no, yeah. That's how crazy I was as a child. But my craziness was, like, valid. I did.
Oh, my God, dude. That's so fucking funny.
I didn't know. My dad, he's, what's it called? He's, like, he's not technically my biological dad, but he's, like, my dad, right? And he kind of came into, when did he start living with us? Kind of, what, like, when I was in seventh grade?
I was, like, 11 or so you're, like, 9.
I was, like, 9, right? So he started coming in, but our mom never told us. Like, she's like, oh, yeah, I'm dating. Like, I knew who he was because he would pick up Oscar. You know what I mean? Like, and he was nice. And, like, on Christmas, he'd give me a gift.
He's my biological father.
Yeah.
That's why he would pick me up.
Yeah.
I would go to his house on the
No, he would just kidnap him. He has no relations to Oscar at all. Anyway. So he would come. And, like, I didn't know why he was there. Like, Or no. He would come. He would pick up Oscar, but then they started like dating, right? And so he would come more often, not just the weekends. But I didn't know why he was there, and so like
He used to strictly show up on Friday afternoon.
yeah,
I would leave.
yeah,
He'd show up again Sunday afternoon. I'd come back. But he wouldn't
yeah,
necessarily like get off and mingle or anything. Like he just pull
yeah.
up in the driveway.
And the
then
only
I'd fuck
time
off.
that he would get off and mingle is if there was something in the house that was like broken. You know what I mean? Like one time the hot water wasn't working, and so he came, fixed that, and then he left. So the only times I saw him was pick up, drop off with Oscar, or something was broken, right? Very logical. And so they started dating, but mom
No, but even
didn't
then,
tell
that
us.
was when they were already kind of like getting back together and shit.
Well, I
rekindling,
didn't know
you
that in my head.
Yeah. But
You know?
yeah. Go ahead.
And so he started coming just to like come, and I would always ask him, I'm like, why are you here? Like, because every time I would say like, why are you here? It's because something was broken. So I was trying to figure out. I was like, what was broken?
She means
The water's
what's broken.
hot. Yeah, I was like, the water's running hot.
The light turns on.
The light turns on.
The fucking
The washer washes. The dryer dries. Like, what's wrong? Like, you know what I mean? And
she's like, what's the problem?
What's
There's
the
a
problem?
mystery here.
And then he would always just say something like, just here to hang out, like something along those lines, or like just, you know. But I kept, because he would keep coming, because you know they were like dating or whatever. But I would keep asking him like, why are you here? Why are you here? And eventually he told my mom. He was like, she keeps asking me why I'm here. Does she not like me? Like what? Like what's going on? And I remember mom pulled me off to the side and she was like, stop asking him that. Like it's rude. Like that's rude.
That's
Don't
so
say
rude.
that. And I was like, geez.
But it was like a
My
typical
bad,
childish, like she didn't know why it was rude.
I really
you know what
had.
I mean? Like
I had no idea. Yeah, I was just
she
like,
didn't understand the nuance of phrasing and shit.
yeah. And also they didn't explain. Like they never told me why he was here.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
And eventually, fast forward, he like starts like living there, you know? And eventually, like years later already, like too long later, me and my mom are driving to go to the store. And I turn and I look at her and I'm like, are you and Big Oscar dating? Like
He had already been living
he had already been living with us for years. And then she just started laughing. And she's like, yes, like, why else do you think he's living with us? And I'm like, I don't know. And she was like, why did you think we weren't dating? And I was like, well, because they're weird and they don't ever do like any kind of PDA. You know what I mean? And so I was like, well, you never hold. Well, I was like, you never hold hands, and he like never kisses your cheek, or like you guys never kiss, like.
That was the big thing that mom tells where
Yeah.
mom tells the story. She was like, that Sophia was like, it's because like he never even like holds your hand or anything.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, what kind of relationship do you have where he doesn't even
like
hold
this
your
isn't
hand?
romance. Fucking.
And then we were telling the story again recently, or like a couple months ago. Recently enough. Recently within the year, not recently within the month. Anyways, and we were at a restaurant, we were like telling the story again, and he was like, no, it's because your mom hates me. It's not that, because I was giving him shit. I was like, yeah, Big O, like, why don't you ever hold her hand? Like, do you not love her? You know? And then he's like, no, she won't let me. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, look. And he grabbed her hand. And she was like she was holding it just like to like show like, nuh-uh, you know? And then we started talking about something else, and right away she let go. And then he was like, look, see? And I was like, oh. And then we just started like, we were like, geez, Mom, you don't even love him. You don't even hold his hand. You don't even this and that. I was like, this whole time I thought it was because Big O never held your hand and Big O never. But really, it's because of you.
Sophia's evil. She's not just mean. She's mean in a way that she can enjoy. You know what I mean? Because like you could be
what's
mean.
What's the point of being mean just to be mean?
You could be mean because you're being truthful, and so you don't necessarily like it, but you have an obligation to be truthful, and so the byproduct is you're being mean. You know what I mean? You're like, being mean is the price I have to pay to have a good time, and not fucking pay it. You know what I mean?
I don't get how that's mean. It's not like it's gonna affect them in the rest of their lives. They're just gonna be like, oh, cool, crystal girly, you know? they probably don't even remember me anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's not long lasting. It's not like it's not like some chick came up to me and she was like, "Hey, like, am I stained?" And I'm like, "No, but you were." But I thought it was funny for her to keep walking. Like, no, that's mean.
I think
Like, I don't do that.
I think guys are not gonna understand that. I barely understood it. It took me a second. I was like, "What?"
Oh my
And then
God.
I was like, "Oh, hold up. Is it always referred to as stained?" Because that feels like a really mean way for girls to put it. Like if guys put it that way, you guys would totally fucking tear us apart for putting it that way. I thought it was more like showing. They don't say showing. Like, am I showing or some shit? Is that
With
something people
showing,
say?
no, or like
No?
not. I haven't
I
asked
thought it was
it
that.
like that, and no one's asked me like that. For the most part, it's just, "Am I stained?" No, when I say "Am I showing?" It that to me reminds me of like people who are pregnant. Like, "Oh, am I showing?"
Well, showing, yeah,
You know?
showing is for pregnant, but I think like there's context, like, you know what I mean? She kind of sticks her ass out at you, then she's not talking about being pregnant. Like, anyway, guys, what stained means?
It means. Let me tell me. Let me say it. Let me say it.
No,
It
no, no, no,
means
no, 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 no. I want to say it.
they're asking
No,
to
I want to say
see
it.
if they sat down on a brownie because they thought they
No,
did.
that sounds like they shat themselves.
That does, honestly.
You dummy. Sometimes when girls
Sometimes
are on their monthly,
women
they are.
monthly.
Never mind. I was gonna say they are ill
They're
prepared.
leaking.
Yeah, just basically they didn't. The dam broke.
Not necessarily that too. Like, I feel like
No, I think because sometimes it's
there's
like sometimes
several
you weren't ready and you
situations.
didn't have something,
Yeah,
right? Or
yeah.
you did have something, but there was a malfunction, and leak. I
A
guess.
malfunction.
What?
That's honestly hilarious.
And then sometimes, well, that's kind of it. Those are the only
That's-
reasonable options.
I
Like,
was like,
if it's
what
not
else
either
are
of
you
those
saying?
two, then you just don't give a fuck. And you're just like, is it there yet? I know it's going to get there. And so then they'll literally like bleed through their pants to the point where on the bottom, like in their crack, it's all red and fucking like bleeding, like blood. And then they're like, that's embarrassing. So then they're like, hey, look at my asshole real quick. Is there a bunch of blood there? No? Okay, cool. We're good. Like, it'll be all right.
You give me a word. So, like, we'll say Davies, right?
Davies?
Davies. And then, oh, wait, no.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You give me Davies, right? And then the next one is C, right? And then
I give you the word and then the next three letters, right?
just the first letter. So, like, you give me
Yeah.
Davies, and then you tell me the first letter
first
and how
letter.
many slots. And so it's like Davies chest. Okay, chest. And then there's another C,
What in the
chest.
fuck
Compressions.
is Davy's chest?
Okay, whatever.
I
Treasure
think you
then.
think of like Davy Jones' locker.
Oh, I'm thinking of locker.
You idiot.
Okay, we'll say treasure. I spelled that wrong. Whatever. Treasure, chest, compressions. Compression. I don't know after that.
Sock.
But like, you know what I mean? Maybe. Anyways, but you only give me the first word and then just the first letter to the rest of them, and then we figure it out.
Okay, ready?
Hold on. Or maybe I could write it actually.
I'm just gonna give you the first word and the first letter. Do I give you all the first letters or just the next word's letter?
Just the next word's letter.
Okay, but I give you the whole first word?
Whole first word. What's the whole first word?
And I need 4 words, or do I do 5 words?
Well, how many did you prepare?
4.
Then 4.
Okay. Well, I don't know how the
What's the
game
first word?
goes.
What's the first word?
The first word is shit. Yeah.
What's the first letter of the second word?
S.
Okay. Shit stains.
No. That's a good one.
Ooh. Okay. Stains. I didn't get it, so now you give me the second letter.
Of the second word?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Just guess again. What the fuck?
You're so annoying.
I'm just gonna spell it out for you because you suck?
Yeah.
This is a stupid game. Try again.
Wait,
Guess 3 times and I'll give you the second letter. Fuck that.
Okay. That was like very aggressive. You said S? Shit.
Shit's a good
Stains
one.
was-
A lot of stuff comes after shit.
No?
Yeah.
Shit's the second word. Like bullshit, full of shit. But shit, what? Shit with an S. Shit. Stew?
No.
Smells?
No.
Okay, give me a second letter.
How about I give you the number of letters? in the
No!
word?
Give me. You were already
It's
supposed
gonna
to
be
do that,
so
first of all.
easy if I give you the second letter. There's 4 letters
What?
in the second word. 4 letters in the second word.
3, 4. Shit.
Jeez,
Give me the second letter.
H.
Shit show.
Yeah, there we go. Now that I
I'm
fucking
so
gave it to you.
smart. Thank you. Okay, what's the first letter of the next word?
I don't think I should give you anything. You should just guess.
No!
And
That's not
first
how the game works.
first letter of the next word is T.
Show time.
Yes.
I'm so smart. Okay, what's the next letter?
F.
Time fuck? I don't know.
Jesus. No.
Time. Time flow.
That's good. No.
How many letters does it have?
Nah, come on, get another one.
You're so
Bro,
obnoxious.
I swear to God, this
Time-
was the easiest shit. Like, I came up with them, and I'm like, it was hard to come up with this, but I think it's gonna be easy to figure it out. Like,
Clearly it wasn't. Time fun?
that's not a phrase, Sophia. That's not a common phrase. Like,
Well, what other phrases start with F? Time, flow, fun,
you're
fill.
so close, and it's so embarrassing how you haven't gotten it.
Time fall?
That's not when have you ever heard time fall?
Right now, when I said it.
Fuck you. That's not a thing.
Time future? No, that's just, it
That's
relates to it,
not
but it's
a
not
phrase.
a
Like,
phrase. I know, stop yelling at. You're not playing the game right either. I'm supposed to know how many letters it comes in total. So stop yelling at me.
idiot.
Rude. Time.
Do you want the letters?
Yes.
5.
Including F.
Yes, you dumbass.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Proceed to count them, and like, you don't even worry about I called you a dumbass. Like,
Time. Can I get a hint?
the second letter is L.
Flash?
That's not a phrase. When have you ever heard time flash?
Just now?
This is not funny the second time.
Yeah, it is. Time flame? Don't yell at me. I know that's not a phrase. Time. I'm just trying to think of 5-lettered
Oh my God, bro.
words. Time flows.
I already said that.
No, I said flow last time. Now I'm saying flows. I'm gonna take that as maybe. Time.
You need another one?
Yeah.
I.
What
I
word
knew it.
is this?
As easy as this fucking is, I knew you still were gonna fuck it up when I gave you I.
Time fleeing. Time flee. Flim. Flid.
You're such a jackass, bro.
Time flick.
No.
Flid. Fliff.
Did I spell this fucking word right? You have me doubting myself now. I'm like 90% sure.
So it's a word that's hard to spell then.
Yeah, okay. I bet
me
if
one
I
more
tell
letter.
you the next letter, I bet you're still not gonna get it.
I'll get it. Give me one more letter.
E.
What the
I knew it. I knew it. I knew
I
you
can
were
still get
not
it. I can still get it.
Oh my
I can still get
fucking
it.
God, Sophia.
Time plate. Like fillet. What word uses this? What? Okay. B, C, D, E, F.
Oh my fucking God, bro.
Oh, time flies.
I could hear you slowing down. You were like L M N O.
Time flies.
And
got it.
I was
I told
like,
you I would
she's
get
so
it.
fucking close. Like, you're right there. Anyways,
It's the word chain.
the word chain where, like, she gives me a word. There's 4 words or, like, 5 words. And she gives me the first word. And then she gives me the first letter of each
You
of
have
the
6.
next words. And then I'm supposed to figure out the words based off of, like, the association with the previous word and the first letter of the new word. But Sophia,
And
I
you
wanted
tell
to do,
them
like,
how many.
how many letters there are
No.
and shit. No? Or how many words there
Yeah,
are?
that's how. Yeah, that how many space, how
But
many
then
letters there
Sophia
are in the
kept
word.
fucking it all up, and after every guess, she wanted to get another letter, and I was like, "What
That's-
the fuck kind of game is this?
That's how it goes.
That's stupid." Anyways, eventually on the last word, this moron couldn't get it, and I literally gave her all but one letter. You should go watch it. It's really funny. She literally.
It was.
I gave her all but one letter, and she still like it wouldn't click in her head what the fuck the word was. Like,
It was hard.
it wasn't.
Anyways, do you need a notepad or something to write down your thing?
Nah, I'll just do it on my notes.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready. Give me the word.
The first word is center. The first letter to the second word is S. and there's 5 letters in
Center
that word.
stage.
Good job. The next letter is H, and there's 4 letters in that letter.
Stagehand.
Damn. Okay. The next letter. The next letter.
It better not start with a J. That's not funny. Anyways,
The next letter is D, and there's 5 letters to that
hand drawn.
word. Fucking shit, Oscar.